Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Now with that said, Ackera Nugent. Well, before I touch on to anything about her, first and foremost, big congratulations to her. One, she's gone pro, signed with Adidas, and two, she has made her first senior team to the World Championships. You know, she had to sit out in 2022 with an injury, and it must have been heartbreaking for her. So to come and successfully make the team, as she said, she's just glad to be on the wing of the plane. I'm with you, girl. I'm glad you're on that team. Now, with that said, I have to admit, going into our national championships, I had high expectations, for Ackera Nugent, run a really fast time. As you all remember, I did a video saying, hey, Brittany Anderson's, records, not only one, because I did even touch on, Kerry Cahill possibly breaking the junior record, for Jamaica, but still, at the end of the day, this video, of course, is about Ackera Nugent. So I touched on her, she could possibly break our national record in that women's 100-meter hurdles. Now, the final result, in the race was, Megan Tapper taking the win, running 12.64 seconds, and Ackera Nugent, ran 12.67 seconds for second. Now, they did run in a minus 1.9 meters per second win. That's a heavy win. So this is a pretty good time. As a matter of fact, in my mind, this is someplace around, I'm assuming 12 fours. I would have to check it officially. I have not, but still, yeah. So to me, this is a really good run by both athletes. But yeah, she placed second, not where, I was expecting, her to place. And of course, she wasn't looking, that impressive. So, of course, I was scratching my head wondering, what went on with Ackera in this race, or overall, because her first two rounds, well, it was only two races, they didn't really look that outstanding, for an athlete of her caliber, one that has already run 12.25, although win aided, still it was a fantastic run, right? So that definitely was not the expectation. Well, she did an interview moments after the national championships, and she said, hey, listen, I've been staying on load. Myself and the coach, we talked about, the expectations or the goal this season for myself. And the goal is the world championships. So right now, I haven't even reached my peak, for the season. My best performance is yet to come. So we could possibly see, something better than, that 12.25 that we saw, at the NCAA championships. And you know what? I'm excited for it. You know why, Trackies? It's very glaringly obvious that she is much faster over the flat 100 event. Right now, her personal best is 11.09 seconds, and that was done all the way back in 2021. And I'm looking at her now, and I can clearly tell that she is much faster than that. And we've talked about already, how that flat 100-meter speed ties in to the hurdle event. And the faster you are, of course, we know we're not going to leave out the technicalities of the hurdles. Clearly, you have to be technically sound as well. And she has that down pat. Now, she said she's very coachable. So she's been learning so many things, since she has been, to Arkansas. Now, track is again for me now. Now that I've heard her, in that interview say, hey, my best is yet to come. Now I can be like, all right. Let's get back on track with the crazy ridiculous expectations in terms of times that I'm looking for what at the world championships. She's saying she just wants to make the final based on what I was seeing, or based on what I am seeing from Ackera Nugent. I'm thinking not only can she quote unquote make the final, but of course challenge for a medal if her best is yet to come and they're timing her peak for the world championship. She has been running on load. So the Ackera that we saw at the national championships was an Ackera that was running on load, right? So with the peak happening perfectly for the world championships, how much faster will she be able to get? And mind you, when she was saying, she still has a runner best, that included, that win the 12.25. Personally, in my mind, I'm settling someplace, around a 12.2 for a new personal best, and hopefully, new national record based on, what we have been seeing from her this season. And again, hopefully this can also land her on the medal podium. Now, one thing I like about Ackera, again is her mindset. She said, listen, I was a little bit too nice in the event, and I've talked about this multiple times when you guys asked me on the channel, hey, why am I, making comparing these athletes? Why am I stacking them up against each other? They're, teammates. I'm like, no, 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 no. There's no kumbaya when these athletes step to the line. They're there to win individually for themselves. They ain't in their line saying, oh, I'll be happy if you win. No, I've said this time and time again. So I like her mindset. Don't get me wrong, that wasn't the Ackera that I was used to. So when I saw it this year, that kind of raw warrior spirit in her, it kind of shocked me. And I'm like, okay. To the point where she pretended like, her competitors didn't even exist. She's like, I'm a championship performer. So, this was always going to be my event. That was her. So I was like, okay, girl, where did humble Ackera go? But again, watching her, line up, in that NCAA final, it dawned on me, and I'm like, oh, this is the warrior spirit, that I'm seeing out of Ackera, and I'm loving it. I can't wait to see, again, what the rest of her season is going to be like, and again, the season ends with clearly, her being a part of hopefully the final at the World Championships and possibly, getting on that medal table. Interesting though, she talked about, why she gets out of the block so slow sometimes. And it's because, she's scared to fall start. Yeah, that's a mind thing. I guess she's just gonna have to work on that over time. But yeah, so far so good. I'm loving what I'm seeing. And I'm glad, that in my mind, because again, I was a little worried, a little nonplussed when I saw the performances at the national championships. So for me, it was like a false alarm. I'm like, okay, she's still good. I'm glad. I'm grateful. You know what I mean? So yeah, expect to see Ackera, come out at her best at the World Championships and, run fast, be technically sound, and possibly, as she said, her target is the finals. But again, in my opinion, she's not only, finals caliber, but of course medal caliber as well. That's a quality athlete that, I see in her. Now, the last point that I want to touch on with Ackera Nugent, and I was, scrolling through her social media, and dang, I gotta say, the girl got a body on her. It's to die for. It got me over here looking and saying, listen, I've been watching myself on camera get fatter and fatter and fatter with all them abs that I see on Ackera Nugent. I gotta start putting on my running shoes and get it moving. But anyway, Trackies, tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thought process, as it relates to Ackera going to the national championships, running a solid, 12.67 on load, to finish second at the national championships, to book her ticket to the world championships, plus to also hear her say, listen, the best is yet to come. We've already spoken about it, and by we, I mean herself and her coach. They've already talked about, the goal this season, and the goal is to have her best performance at the championships. So I'm dying to see what that, becomes. What do you think it's going to become? Is it going to become, a solid, legal 12-2 this season? Or, just what's in your mind? Tell me in the comment section below. And as usual, like the video and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.